Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys our roof installation here. We're almost done. Got all our 2x4s in, putting on our sheet metal, and the roof should be done on this container. And this container would be ready to start mining basically immediately as soon as we pass the final electrical inspection. So if you think that's interesting, hit like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and go to cryptollc.org if you're looking to set up a GPU or ASIC mining farm. You see this farm here is basically ready to go. We have a couple of more wire to pull. Ran out of copper, so I had to buy some more copper. Once we pull that wire in, we're going to order inspection here in about 3 days, and then after that, we should be ready to go. By the way, the miners are arriving this Friday. So today's Monday. They're going to be arriving Friday. So by then, hopefully, we have a final inspection passed. This container will be finished, and we can load it up with our first batch of 250 S19 miners running in low power mode. And before we get started, Bitcoin saves your wealth and Jesus Christ saves your soul. All right, so here's our farm. And today's video, like I said, is going to be about our roof. So how we are setting up our roof is we're going to have the intake. It's going to be on this side. So we're going to put a filter here, blue filter. It's going to be held down with a little 2x2. Actually, it's a 2-inch, like a long piece of wood. It's just easier that way. We don't have to use like washers and screws. We're going to put the filter on this and then put that 2x2 there. And then that rebar is for security as well as for holding the filter. You can see the roof above the filter. This roof is then going to protect that filter from rain and all that other stuff. So that's how it's going to be protected. Now, if the filter gets a little bit wet, obviously it will, because the roof is not 30 feet long. It's only about 4 feet long. So there will be some rain hitting the filter, but the filter, has no problem with that. It'll just skid down the filter and just go out to the floor anyway. So it's not an issue. Should be no problem. But we have the roof here at 4 feet, but on the other side, we actually have the roof longer with posts. You can see on this side, we're still working on it. You see it's not finished yet. This one we're just installing the posts. So the reason for the posts is that such a long roof sags, and we don't want it to sag, so we have some posts. And the reason why we want it this long is because of the protection from wind, snow, rain, that type of stuff, because this is where the exhaust is going to be, right over here. So the miners are going to be like right here, like basically a couple of inches away from the exhaust. So that's where the back of the miner is going to be. And we do not want rain and snow and elements hitting the exhaust and hitting the back of the miner. We don't want it to get damaged. So we extended this big long roof, and that big long roof will then protect the exhaust of the miners from elements. So that's why we're so far away. You can see here with the post. Now the way we're holding down this roof is holding down with some metal brackets. You see them there. They're holding down each 2x4, as well as the 2x4 itself is then screwed into the container. We're putting screws every about 8-10 inches. We're putting a screw right into the metal beam at the top. So it should be right nice and sturdy. And we're also placing some 2x4s. You can see this 2x4 where my finger is. That 2x4 is then just holding all the trusses. Let's hold them all together. So you have one in the middle, I have one here at the end, and then I'll show you guys the top. Yeah, right here. So the very corner where both sides of the roof meet, right, left side, right side, we have a 2x12 beam, and then that beam, all the 2x4s are screwed into that beam. You see we have two more 2x4s here, one there, going all the way down. And how we're holding down that 2x12 is from the inside of the container, we actually will have screws that'll screw from the inside of the container and go right into the 2x12. So that 2x12 will be held down from internal screws. So it's a really, really robust build out here where basically the roof is going nowhere. You know, the roof is going to stay in place no matter, you know, what happens. Obviously, you're not going to protect it from a tornado, but we don't get tornadoes in this area anyway, so it should be just fine. You can see our 2x4s here, these side ones. Again, this is for the filter. See, we have running all the way to the top. Also, the 2x2 will be screwed to that 2x4 as well. Sides here, and then the bottom. So once we have that filter on there, you'll see how it's going to look. I'll have some more updated videos on that. Then there's our roof. So that's the roof we're going to be using. Just a brown metal sheet. We're going to place those on this container as well as the container right behind me. I'll show you that one here in a second. There's little corner pieces or the peaks of the roof. So it's a really solid setup here. We're almost done. So the frame is pretty much finished. We need to screw in some screws from the inside of the container. Put them like every about foot. A lot of screws to hold down that 2x12. It's gonna be a, you know, a very, we want a very sturdy roof, so we're gonna do that. And then over here for this one, this is our container that we were storing a lot of our equipment. And it was raining, so we had a tarp. Now it stopped raining. It shouldn't be raining for a couple more days. That's really great because we can finish the roof here. This roof, again, same exact build out. This is the intake. We're gonna have our 2x4s here for the intake. Other side's the exhaust. You can see we're just starting on those posts over here. Same exact build out, same exact situation here. But there is one difference between these two containers and this one over here. Is these two containers are 45 footers. This one's a 40 footer. Those 45-foot containers are the high version containers. And this is the low version, which means it's not as tall and it's not 45 feet, it's 40 feet. So this container, we're actually gonna have a metal roof. It's gonna be not made out of wood. It's actually just gonna be a metal, like a carpool type of roof. It's gonna be on this one. So yeah, that's how we're building it out. So again, our miners should be arriving this Friday. Depends what time they arrive. You know, if they arrive at like nighttime, you know, like 5 p.m. Not really night, but you know, it's the end of the day. They arrive at the end of the day, then we're not really going to plug anything in, even if we're ready for them. And then obviously it's gonna be Saturday, Sunday, those are the days off. So most likely, hopefully, we will be able to power everything on like Monday. Now, it's going to take some time for the power company to actually authorize power. So once you pass the electrical inspection, the city needs to actually turn on the power, actually send the signal, you know, to the primary meter or whatever they need to do to actually have the power turned on. So once the power is actually turned on, then we're ready to go. So we already have internet here. You know, everything's ready to go. We just need to pull some more wire. We got these two LB bars that do not have any wire going into them, and then we got a couple of LB bars over there. After we pull that wire, the breakers are already all installed. So basically we're almost ready to go. We just ran out of wire, like I said earlier in the video. We ran out of copper, and actually right there is a copper. That's the copper we bought. Very expensive, but we're gonna use that to finish up our containers here. All right, so if you guys are interested in building out a farm like this for yourself, you want to have a farm like this in your state. You don't have to be in our state. You don't have to be in, you know, you don't have to be even in the United States. You could be in a different country. It doesn't matter to us here at Crypto LLC. We'll build a farm for you in any country, any state, any size. It could be 1 megawatt, 10 megawatts, 100 megawatts, 1,000 megawatts. It doesn't matter. We have the expertise here to build out the farm, as well as we can build hydro farms. We can build air farms. Our client wanted to build a farm like this. There's alternative ways to building farms. You can just get ant boxes instead of building out a farm like this. This farm is kind of a hybrid farm because you can put GPUs here. So if you bought like an ant box, it's really only made for ASICs. But with this setup here, it's configurable. So In the future, if you wanted to run GPUs here, you can. You can't really do that with an ant box. So that's one of the benefits of building a farm like this is in the future, you can actually switch to GPUs if you wanted to. And there's some changes, but it's not like you have to redo everything. But for an ant box, you can't do anything about it. You're just stuck with ASICs. All right, so if you want to build out a farm like this, go to cryptollc.org. Send us an email, get in touch with us, and we can set up something like this for you. If you watch our previous videos, you would see that there was just dirt here. There was nothing here. And as you can see, this farm is almost ready to roll. All right, well, that's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys like it. Hit like, subscribe to the video or to the channel, hit like on the video. And that's going to be it for this one. Until next time, bye.